What's up, safety man? How you doing, brother? I'm sitting here at the house. This is just a little stream on some recent events. So I was gonna chill out and see who all, get a few people in here. So was the stream good? I mean, decent picture and all that. Safety, video, all that good. Cool, cool. I appreciate you, safety man. You are the bomb, brother. Um, you've been busy as hell today. A black line across the bottom. Well, as long as the video's somewhat decent, safety, I'm not, like I said, I don't really have anything going on. This is more of a discussion and scratching my head type deal. Anybody that's seen Patty Cake's video of him harassing the homeless and then threatening them, claiming that he had a gun and everything else. And I've seen the video shared a few times, but hadn't heard anybody really speak out against it. And there's, I figured Colorado would be all over him. They do a lot for the homeless, specifically for the homeless out there. And, he had a couple of accomplices. News Now Yukon, which, I've seen him own up to it and apologize in a couple of other people's streams. And I've challenged him to make a stream, calling Patty out, admitting it, separating himself from it, everything else. To me, this is kind of like, a good cop protecting a bad cop makes them both bad cops. And I feel the same way about this community. I mean, I've said a few things. A lot of people don't like Patty Cakes because of his e-begging and all of that. But still hang out with him or whatever. After this video, I don't know how anybody in the community, in any community that has any kind of humanity to them, can even associate themselves with Patty Cakes. But I was in D1 stream just a few minutes ago, and Yukon said, "Well, we all make mistakes. Please forgive me." My response is, you don't need my forgiveness. If you're seeking forgiveness, you need to go seek it from those that you've wronged, and make amends to them people. And I mean, I know the possibility of being able to make amends to each and every individual that was violated that night may not be possible. But just to say I'm sorry, that don't cut it with me. And hell, I may lose a channel. We all know Patty Cakes is famous for getting people shut down and everything else. So, I mean, as a community, why put up with it? And not only that, I'm a little appalled by the 209 people that sat in that stream and watched this inhumane treatment of other individuals and didn't call and report Patty Cakes. I'm not a cop caller, but I promise you one thing, if I'd have seen that video that night, my first deal would have been tell Patty Cakes either fucking quit or I'm calling the cops. I mean, that was I mean, he woke some of them people up, harassed them, incited them to violence. Some of them people felt like they, needed to protect themselves. The one woman, from what I seen, appeared to be asleep when he come up screaming and hollering. And I think as a community, quote, quote, of activist, humanist, whatever label that y'all decide to use, auditors, whatever, that we're just as responsible as, say, the cops are. And if we don't speak out against it and make a stand, regardless of a personal cost, I mean, how's that any different than going along with it? And I'm sure this, this probably ain't going to be real popular. But it's where I come from. That shit's just plain wrong. There's no justification for it. I've heard rumor that Patty Cake's car had been broken into that night, and he assumed it was one of the homeless. So he goes and takes it out on all of them he can find. Well, my comparison to that is, how is that any different than, say, there being a bank robbery and the cop figures it was somebody on the street, maybe even knows it's somebody on the street, and just goes and shoots them all. I mean, how's it okay to take out your frustration on another human being? In my mind, that was, I mean, he broke several laws. And I'm sure that, there's probably some, I believe that was in Oklahoma City. What's up, safety woman? How you, sexy woman, that's it, sexy woman, how you doing? But, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, that's a far reach or whatever, but, I mean, his behavior was criminal. He harassed people, public disturbance, way past disorderly conduct, and all that. And I'd been waiting on some big channels to say something about it. Call it shaming and he should be ashamed. I mean, I don't think very many of us could disagree with that. I mean, how do you treat people that way? How do you, especially the weakest, the neediest? And, that's just like the one. I just come out of his stream. First time I've got to catch him. That dude has a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit. And, and I'm going to say it too. Fuck you, Patrick. Fuck Patrick Croft. You're a disgrace. Not only to the community, you're a disgrace to human beings. You think you're some kind of better than, greater than, or that, your bank account makes you something that you're not. You're a fucking coward. You're a chicken shit coward. That needs to be horsewhipped. I mean, to treat people that way, that is just, and claims to be out auditing, to protect our rights and all of this other shit. Not only are you a fucking coward, you're a fucking hypocrite. And I really hope you lose all your channels, dude. I hope you lose all your subscribers, you know, and I hope that some authorities get a hold of this video and charge your ass, you know, and, you know, I don't know if anybody's auditing with him now or not. Last I seen, he was in Blanchard, and of course I got, you know, banned, so I left the stream. I know the news now. Well, I know that there was a couple other bigger channels up there just shortly before that, and I really hope that if any of them are aware of the video and have seen it, that they would separate themselves too. You know, as a community, I don't see how you let this slide. Whether you live in the same place, you claim to be part of the community, or anything, I don't see how you let this slide. I don't see how you look past something like that and go hang out with somebody like that. And yes, I know we all make mistakes. And there's consequences for them mistakes. Saying I'm sorry and won't do it again, that is not make it right. Don't make it okay. Like I said, in my opinion, in something like that, you want to set the record straight. First of all, you own your shit. Second of all, you don't need forgiveness from me. You need to go find them people you wronged. Own it to them. Make amends to them. Whether you buy them a hot meal, give them $5, whatever. You know, and News Now Yukon, I'm looking for your video. Believe that. And if I don't see a video, and you can do what you want. This ain't an ultimatum. I'm just letting you know how I will continue. You don't make your video. You don't make amends publicly, just like y'all did by harassing and embarrassing and belittling and dehumanizing them people. Every stream I see you in, I will call you out on it. I will call for everybody in them streams to unsub you. And no, I'm not a big, powerful nothing, but I will point your shit out. You know, so, you know, and I guess nothing else, you know, I'm challenging some bigger channels. You know, some people that got more pull that actually know patty cakes, to call him out, to hold his feet to the fire, you know, to hold him accountable for his inhumane treatment of another human being. And I call y'all to challenge him to do the same thing. But we all know patty cakes ain't going to volunteer. He's not going to go help anybody that's less fortunate than him. You know, he just won't do it. He thinks he's better than that. In my opinion, by his actions, everything I've seen out of the punk. I ain't even going to call him a man, because God knows he falls way short of that in his actions. So, but, I mean, call a motherfucker out. I mean, really. You know, make a stand against this shit. I mean, you had We the People audits and News Now Yukon and PayPal patty cakes confirmed to be in there. I don't know if there was anybody else, but I can promise you if there is, I will call them out. That's wrong, man. Criminal. On top of inhumane. That's as bad, if not worse, than what the fucking cops do to people. You know? And, you know, what's the fucking hold up? I know a lot of them got a lot of big, you know, shit going on. But patty cakes, I'm pretty sure that you would have never even dreamed of doing that shit if Eric Brandt was with you. You know, just saying. Or Pikes, I mean, they make a habit of going out every Sunday to the mall and feeding people less fortunate. You know, and just like in the one stream earlier, you know, he was talking about feeding the homeless and stuff like that, and said he got asked the question, "Why do you do that?" A lot. You know, why do you go out of your way to help these people? The real question is, why not? Why not? We're all one paycheck away from being homeless. We're we all live on that razor's edge, whether we know it or not. Thank you, safety brother. You know, and when we need help, what do? We get on here and we ask for help. And people like you, safety man, and absolutely safety. You know, I'm treating anybody that way. I mean, especially that has done nothing to you. I understand that, you know, sometimes people, you know, the way they get treated is a consequence of prior actions. I get that. But they're still the weakest, the most needy, and those that get treated less than more than anybody else. And you know, I used to work for a dude named Dave, or not work with him or for him. I helped start the company, Baker Brothers Heating and Air, and we'd be in town or something. I'd go in and buy breakfast and come out, and a dude'd be sitting on the, you know, out in front of a store or something, cold, hungry, and you could tell had been treated like a fucking dog. And I'd walk over and hand them what I just bought for breakfast sometimes to give them, you know, not every time, but, you know, and he'd be like, why the fuck you do that? You know, they're strung out or fucking yada yada. Man, they're fucking human beings, dude. You know, we've all made bad choices. We've all made mistakes. Bizzo. Much love, darling. But he couldn't fathom why the fuck I'd help somebody less fortunate. You know, which should have been a big clue about a lot of things. But anyway, you know, but, you know, and like I said, I've been back and forth. You know, I've had people come up asking me for money. And times I told them I didn't have it when I did and everything else. I ain't saying I hit it right all the time. We are all human. You know, but, you know, without empathy for the fellow man, we become a cop. We become government. You know, because that's one of the biggest problems with things. People have lost empathy for their fellow man. You know, and I've been guilty of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting on a high horse saying I ain't never looked down my nose at a motherfucker past judgment or anything like that, because I've been guilty, 100%. But I've also learned, you know, through life experience and everything else. You know, that shit ain't okay. You know, and like I said, you know, I'll stop and give a motherfucker money quicker that says, I just need beer money, or I need a bag of weed, quicker than I will somebody standing out there, you know, please help me, blah, blah, blah. Because I've seen them same people walk across the street or down the road and get in a brand new vehicle and drive off. I mean, there's as many scam artists as there are those that are really in need. And so, you know, and I've used that as a filter sometimes too. You know, long and short, people are greedy. But Patrick Roth, what you done? I mean, my God. I mean, I always knew you was a fucking worm, but you proved it to the fucking world. You know, and like I said, I'm appalled at 209 people that did not call the cops on me. You know, and like I said, anybody knows me, I've called the cops 3 times in my life. My entire life I have called the cops. You know, so, but to claim that, you know, you're out for the community, Patrick, and that you're out there fighting for our rights and our freedoms, if them are the freedoms you're fighting for, then I'm going to take some of them and use on you, son. You know, if you call that exercising freedom and protecting people and freedoms and shit like that, and that's all okay, then you'll be mighty fucking fine when I dish you up a big old plate of it, bitch. So, and like I said, I don't understand why everybody that's not seen that video hadn't done something like this. You know, and I really hope that somebody sends that video to the Oklahoma City police and they decide to pursue charges. Because you got disorderly conduct, disturbing the peace, inciting violence, threatening people. You know, when you say, I'm open carrying, motherfucker, you fuck with me and I'm going to fuck you up. After you go agitate them, that's damn near like premeditated murder. And I guarantee you if something would have happened and he'd have shot somebody, I'm pretty sure that it would fell well within the definition of premeditated murder. You know, he'd had a hard time in the day of court saying that he didn't go down there to kill somebody after he went down there, woke them up, cussed them out, and enticed them to violence. Safety man, safety woman, Bizzo, I appreciate y'all stopping by. I am really, you know, and Yukon, don't forget, you know, you say you're sorry and want to make shit right and be okay with the community. And no, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner by any means. But, you know, like I said, my suggestion is film and upload your apology in a public manner right here on YouTube while you still got a channel, and go back to the scene of your crime and try to make amends and apologize to the people that you wronged publicly on film, just like you harassed them. Other than that, your words are hollow, just as hollow and as cheap as Patrick Ross, and they mean nothing. They mean nothing. They mean that you're sorry that you got caught. That's what that means. Other than that, like I said, any of the three of y'all seeing any streams or Patrick in your streams, I'll make soft counts every day if that's what I got to do, to go in there and talk shit in your stream, you know, because you hide from your own truths. So, because you're a weak little fucking bitch whose heart beats puppy piss, you know. Anyway, safety man, safety woman, much love, Bizzo. Thanks. I thought we might get a few more in here, but there must be a lot going on somewhere. So, but you know, I'm really curious to watch what the community does. You know, anybody, they just let it slide, and you know, that's sure gonna make me take a whole lot of stock in Eric's in jail again. Well, that must be where everybody's at. So, but I'm real curious to hear Eric's take on this shit. I mean, no, that ain't calling Eric out. It's just a comment. I'm real curious to, you know, see if Eric's got anything to say about it or whatever. So, anyway, folks, that's that. And like I said, I'm challenging all the channels. Anybody that sees this, make one, call a little bitch boy out. Because it ain't right and it ain't okay. We'd do it to a cop. We'd do it to a public servant. You know, how can we sit and bitch about, we investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing if we let this shit go and let Patrick get away with it? How are we any different? Trying to protect our own. Or living in fear that Patty Cake's going to get us shut down. Anyway, Later, maybe not now. Much love.